I'm going to share with you the secret to getting those giant leaves on houseplants that you might have seen on popular YouTube, Instagram or TikTok posts so that you can achieve the same thing with your plants. I'm going to give you a practical demonstration of the technique used, so make sure you stay tuned until the end. So let's cut to the chase. Plants develop those big leaves when they're encouraged to grow up something. It's as simple as that. This is generally the case with vining type plants such as philodendron, pothos, monsteras and syngonium, where the plant can latch onto something and grow higher and higher, much like it would in the wild. The plants I just mentioned are tropical and normally live on the forest floor of tropical rainforests. They're overshadowed by the much larger trees around them, so they latch onto and creep up those trees using aerial roots to access the natural light that is higher up. This is essentially why their leaves get bigger as they grow taller and higher in the jungle. They are maximising their leaf tissue area so that they can capture as much of the sun's light as possible and use it for photosynthesis so that they can capture and store energy for growth. We can replicate this in our homes by encouraging our plants to grow up something. The classic thing most people use is a moss pole, but it can be anything really. You can use wooden planks like the YouTuber Everything Plants does, or just simply use the bamboo sticks you probably have in your garden. As long as it's sturdy and won't affect the soil of the plant, it should work. So let me show you how you can do this simply at home by using my philodendron lemon and lime and a moss pole. So as you can see, my philodendron lemon and lime is currently sat on my plant shelving unit in my dining room and kind of growing up this Hoya. I've been training it up this Hoya to see if the plant would get bigger leaves, and as you can see, the leaves at the top are larger than the lower ones, so it's a good start. If you want to get a plant to climb up a moss pole, you need to repot the plant and start again. Fill up the pot with your normal potting soil and insert your pole near the back of the pot. Don't ram the pole into the existing pot the plant is in, because this can damage the roots of the plant. So I'm taking the plant out of the pot, untangling the roots to avoid the roots from swirling around the pot and choking the plant out. Now make room in the soil and plant your plant next to the pole. You want a fairly large pot so that the moss pole will be secured safely in the soil so that it doesn't flop over when you have a plant climbing up it. I like to train the stems to go around the moss pole so that the plant grows all around the pole and not just on one side. You now need to grab some gardening tape or string to secure the stems to the pole. So train the stems on the moss pole and tie them to the pole with the tape or string so that the stem doesn't flop over or become saggy. You can be quite firm, but don't go too tight, as this can inhibit the growth of the stem. Continue doing this until you have all your stems tied to the moss pole. You should now start to see your plant push out larger and larger leaves until you have a massive plant. Now that you know how to get giant leaves on your houseplants, you next need to know the things that plant experts do to their houseplants to get their plants looking so healthy. So make sure you click on the link here as I talk about 7 of them in this video. Thanks for watching.